Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. I'm sure you've heard, but Hulk Hogan has died at the age of 71 due to cardiac arrest. Now, Hulk Hogan, for all that he comes with and all that name comes with, he is one of the most famous wrestlers of all time, if not the most famous professional wrestler of all time. Now, Hulk Hogan, that name comes with very mixed emotions and mixed reactions if you look at the internet, specifically on X. I mean, in his last WWE appearance, I think it was in Los Angeles, Hulk Hogan got absolutely booed out of the building. Now, fans are allowed to react any way they want. Fans are allowed to react on the internet any way they want. Now, not that you have to mourn his passing. That's absolutely not true. You don't have to mourn anyone's passing because everyone has personal feelings on the matter. But if you do want to mourn Hulk Hogan's passing because you feel some sort of tie to your childhood, or you have intrinsic ties, or you feel some sort of emotional connection to Hulk Hogan and what he represents as a professional wrestler, so be it. But if you dislike Hogan and dislike some of his personal actions, then of course that's also justified as well. If you're a fan at a WWE event or a fan on the internet, you're allowed to have whatever reaction you want. I mean, some people hate Hulk Hogan because he voted for Donald Trump. Justified. If that's how you want to feel, it's justified. Some people hate Hulk Hogan because they claim that he is a racist. That is your feelings. You're allowed to feel however you want about the situation. No one has to mourn anyone's death. No one has to celebrate anyone's death. I don't think we should be celebrating the fact that he died. I think that's taking it a little too far, but you don't have to mourn. You don't have to feel any emotional connection. I know a bunch of professional wrestlers who weren't sort of motivated or tied to anything Hulk Hogan did. They got in the business for any other reasons outside of that. I also know a ton of professional wrestlers who do have ties to Hulk Hogan and got into the business because of the boom he created in professional wrestling. And all of those facts are important. All those opinions are important. You're allowed to have whatever sort of reaction you want, especially when someone dies. Grieving is hard regardless if you personally know the person or not, especially for a public figure like Hulk Hogan, who we knew so much about. Now, one thing, though, is very, very clear about Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, is that he is probably, again, the most famous professional wrestler of all time. When I told people I was going to become a professional wrestler or was a professional wrestler, the first name they go to is Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. Those guys had larger than life characters that transcended the sport of professional wrestling, or, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. I mean, the Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant is one of the most iconic moments in the history of WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you go back to The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, I believe is at WrestleMania 17 or 18. I can't remember the exact date, but you know the match I'm talking about. That match is considered one of the greatest matches of all time. And I think as a professional wrestler, that match is hilarious to me because if you watch it with the sound on, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, it's fucking incredible. The crowd is electric. Every move, it's like, oh my God, it's so good. It's exactly what professional wrestling should be when the crowd is totally involved and totally invested. And then you watch that match with the sound off, and it's horrible. It's sloppy. It doesn't make sense. It's just weird, right? But you watch it with the sound on, which is what professional wrestling is, right? That live energy crowd and what we draw off of, that match is absolutely incredible. And recently, John Cena, I think, overtook this, but one of the greatest heel turns in the history of professional wrestling was when Hulk Hogan joined the NWO. Now, his run after that was really good, a lot better than John Cena's heel turn and his run after that. But John Cena's heel turn, I think, tops that. But for the longest time, that heel turn was the best of all time because Hulk Hogan was a perennial babyface, right? He was eating his vitamins. He was saying his prayers. He was loved by everyone. He was the real American. He was the immortal Hulk Hogan, and he turns bad. I mean, people were throwing literal trash in the ring because of Hulk Hogan. And then his career sort of comes to an end and everything starts to fall apart for him. I think he has strained relationships with his daughter. I don't know his relationship with his son. Maybe he got better towards the tail end of his life. I hope it did. Maybe he resolved his relationship with his daughter. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I hope he did. I pray for that because that is really, really hard for a family. But of course, they have the accusation of him being a racist, and people believe that he's racist. And there's a lot of stories of him backstage doing stuff that's shady and trying to get people blackballed and kicked out and moved out and expelled from WWE and all that sort of stuff, that sort of territorial stuff, that he was really worried about losing his spot, even though he was the top guy in the company for a very, very long time. I mean, Undertaker shares stories about it, but Undertaker also, made a tweet about his passing saying how much Hulk Hogan meant to the industry. I don't know if there's ever been a wrestler who's moved more tickets or sold more tickets than Hulk Hogan ever. Like, that's a fact. Roman Reigns might be the guy right now who's really moving the tickets, but back in the day, Hulk Hogan still to this day has sold more tickets. More people have come to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle than any other wrestler on the planet ever. Yes, he transcended the business. He brought it to heights that were uncharted, right? The reason why we are maybe where we are today with the WWE deal on Netflix, in mainstream television, is from the work that Hulk Hogan did. So again, regardless of how you feel about him, you're allowed to feel any way you want. But there is certain facts of the matter, if you're in the professional wrestling space, that we have to acknowledge someone who did a lot for the business. And I think that's very important, especially as they pass, or as he's passed. It's hard to now think about his whole life in totality, and the good, the bad, the everything in between. But this also is a stark sort of reminder that while we have people with us, we should give them their flowers. This is, again, not really about Hulk Hogan anymore, but any of the superstars, the people in your life, or the people that you look up to or recognize, or the role models you have, or literally anyone in your current life. Give them their flowers. Tell them how much you love them, how much you mean to them, because people can be gone in an instant. And we lost Ozzy Osbourne, we lost Hulk Hogan, right? And some of these guys are transcend sort of the universe, right? But people are going to forget about them very soon. And that's sort of the stark reality of the world we live in. But now back to you on a very personal level. The last time you see someone could be the last time you see them. And that's a very, very punch in the face type of thing, but it could also be thing that gets you back into the present moment, enjoying them, giving them their flowers, telling them how much you love and appreciate them. I mean, that's really what death is supposed to teach us. And now this sort of conversation went way beyond professional wrestling, but that's just where my brain and body goes, is that this life is so precious, and we have to enjoy it while we have it. We have to value the things that we have while we have them, because it could be gone in an instant. And maybe professional wrestling is the thing you love. I love professional wrestling, and that draws us together. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So let's continue to enjoy the things that we love. Let's prop up the things that we love and do like, and let's do it with kindness and with love, because this life is the only one we have, and the people we have in it are not going to be with us forever. So thank you very much for tuning into that. Let me know what you think about Hulk Hogan in the comments down below. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.